This tutorial will show you how to invite divers to a dive trip, and I've already created a dive trip here just recently, and if you haven't already, you should click manage dive trips to add a dive trip before you actually go to this step. So before you invite someone, you need to choose what trip they are going on, and you actually have a rooster here saying what boat is going where and how the planning looks. So once they're in the dive shop, ask them for their email address. If they don't want to give it to you, that's fine. Enter their certification ID instead and choose what organization they belong to from the drop-down list. And this will also save them in the system, so if they do create an account later and add their own certificate, they will actually have this dive pre-logged for them already anyway. It will say that they were diving with your dive center at this time, and they get connected straight away. But the best part is if you get their email address. So what I will do is I will add my own, and because I'm already a member, I will actually get some information automatically here, like profile picture, my ID and my name. So if you don't have this, you can just fill it in yourself. You don't have to enter the certificate if you take the email address, but you should take either the email address or organization for them. Then enter their name if you need to. And I already have logs in DiversHotSpot, but you can see that number of dive logs is actually empty. The reason is that this is for you to double check in their logbook. It is possible to fake dives in DiversHotSpot as well. It's also possible to fake it in a logbook too, however, but at least you have checked it and this is your value. You can also write notes, so say that this diver have not been diving for 2 years but is a dive master. It could be good to put that information in. So the instructor or dive master or guide that will take this person actually has that information. Also, if you run a shuttle service and pick people up from their hotels, you can add the details in here as well, and you can do a printout of this and just hand it to the driver. So any notes that you think is something that will help you in managing your business is what you could enter in here. When I'm done, I'll click add, and you can see that I have been added down here. Say for instance that the person came in and said they wanted to go diving, but they had not already entered, or they haven't brought their logbook. They can come in later, and you can just click here to change this, and then you can click save again. What this will do also is I will now have a pre-log dive with the boat Apocalypse at Shark Point Anemone Reef with the dive center named DiversHotSpot. And I'm going to show you how that looks as well to see how pre-log dive looks. Okay, I have now logged in as a member, and as you can see in my news here in the top, I have dive log invitations, and since I invited myself to this dive trip, I have these pre-log dives here. For me to log these dives is very simple. All I do is I click the dive log, and you can see that the information is already filled out for me, and all I have to do is put my boat in for what I think about it. The date is red here, and it's because it's in the future, so I can't log a dive that has been in the future. So for the sake of it now, I will just change it here to today. Next thing to do is click the dive profile, and there's just a few things that are mandatory here, which is the depth and the time. So just enter that, and an instructor or guide that works for you, that's all they have to do, and just click save. I do suggest, however, that they do click what type of dive it was, if it was a reef dive, or in this case, let's see which one it was. This was Shark Point, so yeah, there was no wreck. So yeah, and they can just enter some details here if they like, and that's what the divers would do anyway. Then if they have photos, they upload the photos, and you have seen this one before. It's the same crop function that we use all the time, and you can see here that, well, I can just add a photo here if I like, or more. If you have a personal comment, they can write that as well, but the fun part is really when they click the save button here. What happens is they get asked if they want to share it on Facebook, Twitter, and Google, and this brings it back to your center really. So if you would share it on Facebook, you can see here that the logo will show, and there's a link directly to this log, and you can view the log with the photos and everything. But you can also see this logo. If you're a premium dive center, you will see the logo here. Otherwise, it will be DiversHotSpot logo. But when they go here, they will actually be able to see the your logo and go back to you again.